in 5, dog owners like to take their pets on holiday with them. And unfortunately, it's become a whole lot easier to do that. Here, with everything we need to know, is co-host of Pooches at Play. I've got some chicken, Lara Shannon. It's nice to see you, Lara.
Thanks for having us again.
OK, before we go away on a trip, how important is it to make sure you do your research?
Research is really important. The last thing you want to do is get caught pulling up to a caravan park or a place to stay with your pooch that you think is friendly and not being able to. Trust me, I have been caught out myself. So you need to ring ahead, find out rules and regulations, if there's any time of year restrictions as well.
Right,
really important because, it could turn disaster.
And so once you've checked in everything, what should you do to actually prepare for a trip to make sure?
Well, it's really important you take along all their stuff. Darcy's got his own little bag here, which is full. It's got everything he needs in there.
And how does he wear the backpack?
It's a bit big for him. I did think about that, but I didn't think we'd be able to fit all this stuff in it. So, you need to take along their vaccination certificates is really important because they need to be up to date. So they have to have their vaccinations or their worming and flea tablets up to date. We've always had the runaway, don't we?
Because certain climates are far more flea-oriented than other places.
That's right.
That's really important to remember.
Heading up to the warmer areas as well, and obviously ticks, so you don't want to get the paralysis tick.
And what about, I know some dogs are just great. I actually had a dog jump out of a car that we had it in when we were stopped at a traffic light. She just hated the car so much.
Yes.
What if your dog just hates car trips? What do you do?
Well, we actually have some tips on that on the show coming up, which is great for this series because a lot of dogs do have car anxiety. So what you really want to be doing is making it as safe and comfortable as possible. So as you saw there, the crate is a great thing. Or a harness in the back seat is really important.
Is it legal to have a harness? I understand you've got to actually... Digger actually has a clip onto his collar which goes into the seatbelt.
Rightio. So a couple of things on that. A lot of people think it is best practice to harness in the back seat. They cannot be a distraction to the driver, so they do have to be contained. I wouldn't recommend collar around the neck to the seatbelt because if you stop suddenly...
So what happened? Well, he also has a hammock which goes from the front seat to the back, so he can't fall into the well.
Is it actually the law that they have to be secured in a car?
So not in most states and territories. So it is actually one of those myths because I've researched it constantly to see if it's updated.
I was understanding it was law.
So they just have to be constrained and not a distraction to the driver. But absolutely, we do recommend putting them in a harness in the back seat, and then the harness helps prevent and keep their neck from being pulled.
What if they get sick? Can you give them sort of, doggy travel
doggy bag?
They do. Well, dogs do get car sick just like we do. So it's really important. So we've got to create a really positive association with that car travel. So when they are being calm and comfortable, we reward that with treats, good dog, and really reinforce that. Window down or lots of fresh air with the air conditioning. You also want to make sure they're up high if they're a little dog so they can see the road. I mean, not dissimilar to ourselves as well. And short, frequent tricks to getting them used to it is really important too. So stop regularly when they stop and get out and have a walk around. It actually helps them.
But there are, I mean, certain dogs just do get car sick. Our previous dog did and used to throw up all the time.
Can't you give it a little bit of ginger or something?
No, well, there is travel sickness. You can go to the vet and get some drugs.
That's right, some calming
spray. It does make them a bit... It's not spray, this is actually a drug for them. I'm not saying drug your dogs, but it does help when you're doing a long car trip.
A long haul trip, and then, getting them used to it.
And if you are driving with a dog, is it OK to get them to hold the wheel while you look for something in the back seat?
Look, I've tried it with Darce. His arms aren't really long enough, so it doesn't really work that well.
I love that you can take your pets on holiday with you because they are so much part of the family.
It is. And my other last tip would be really to make sure if your dog has any behaviour issues, like barking perhaps, or reactivity, that you start working on that far in advance. Because last thing we need at a public place is a annoying dog.
Yes, that's right.
Now, make sure you tune in to Series 4 of Pooches at Play, premiering this Saturday at 2 p.m. on 10 and Win. All right, it's great to see you. Thank you for bringing your gorgeous little friends in.
You're welcome.
I love the little babushkas. Next thing, their names are beautiful.